Touchscreen rhythm games have been quite appealing as long as they've been around. With the rise of smartphones, it was only a matter of time before touchscreen rhythm games started coming around, with early examples like Cytus 1 and Tap Tap Revenge. After consumers had spent some time with touchscreens in their everyday lives, it made sense to bring touchscreen technology to many more parts of society. Touchscreen ordering prompts at restaurants and businesses became very prevalent as touchscreen technology spread throughout the world. And arcade games were no exception, with some companies like Dave & Buster's sporting redemption games that resembled those same games that arrived at the beginning of touchscreen gaming, like Temple Run and Cut the Rope. Arcade rhythm games eventually started making this move too, and that brings us to BeatStream. BeatStream, abbreviated as BST or Bisto, is an arcade rhythm game developed by, you guessed it, Konami. BeatStream is a 100% touchscreen rhythm game, with all on-screen controls being managed by the player touching things on screen in time with the beat. The game was innovative for its time and also took a lot of consideration into its aesthetics. The machine is pretty unique looking, featuring 2 screens. However, the top screen has no impact on gameplay. A big feature of BeatStream is the unique background videos made for enhancing the spectator experience, so they dedicated the top screen to showing the video. Adding to the theming of the game is the game's mascot, Bisco, a cute character capturing the cute and fun feel of BeatStream. The gameplay is entirely contained within the touchscreen area and features a lot of unique mechanics, since the freeform nature of the touchscreen allows for more unique features. The main section for notes is centered dead in the middle of the screen, with notes flying in from the outside to the middle. When they hit their respective side of the octagon, you tap that side to hit the note. This leads to a frantic assault on the hit area from all sides and can be really fun to try and keep track of. The standard tap and hold notes are sent in toward this octagon, but there are also swipe notes, where upon making contact with the hit area, the note must be sliced, so to speak. In addition, there are 6 extra target areas positioned around the screen. These can also be used for their own types of notes that may appear throughout the song, separate from the central octagon. The last note type in the game are stream notes, obviously to give some meaning to the name BeatStream. Stream notes are an arrow with a path positioned around the playfield. When they appear, you have to drag them through all their hit points and finish the object while managing everything else happening on screen. They're meant to be resolved basically as soon as they can, and in my experience, they're the least musically synced note in BeatStream, ironically. The game features 4 difficulties going light, medium, beast, nightmare in order. The game launched to some decent success and interest due to its appealing cabinet design and touchscreen gameplay, and would quickly receive a second version. BeatStream Anim Tribe, also known as BeatStream 2, would feature difficulty adjustments and new songs, some minor features like character partners, some judgment timings adjusted, differentiations for ratings by score, and a few other minor additions. It also included a unique difficulty for one of its songs. All songs in BeatStream are rated 1 through 10. In BeatStream 2, 9s and 10s were re-rated and given plus and minus difficulties. However, at the very top end, the boss song Chernobog has a nightmare chart with a special rating of Kami. This is the only song that uses this Kami rating in the final game. During the location test for BeatStream 2, the song Koisuru Uchu Senso also had a nightmare chart with a rating of Kami, but the chart was never put into the final game and was never added in an update before the game was discontinued. On screen right now is a recreation of the chart that I found, as there are no videos I can find of this chart being played on the official game. This is likely one of the rarest charts to be documented and not fully released, as it was only playable during BeatStream 2's 2-day location test. However, as may be seen by the cut content and relatively small additions to the core game only on its second version, BeatStream was facing some problems, and it was not long for this world. Alright, I'm going to address the elephant in the room, because almost every person who sees or plays BeatStream recognizes this issue. Your fucking arms block the view of the lower notes, and it's a huge problem. The bottom left, bottom middle, and bottom right notes all get roughly blocked by your hands when you play BeatStream. Because of the angle the game puts your arms at, you very often cannot see the notes coming from those directions. They have a fix for this. Inside the center octagon, there are 3 arrows placed on the problem sides to help you see when the notes are coming from those directions. That said, it doesn't really help. It's nice that there is an indicator, but again, due to moving your hands all over the screen, it's hard to pay attention to these small arrow indicators before a note blindsides you. Honestly, it almost makes the game easier to play with one hand. Think about it, you're blocking less of the screen that way. There's actually a bunch of videos on YouTube of a guy doing just that, and it looks like he's managing just fine. Above 9s, the game really just falls apart. The difficulty is too high to play with one hand, and the assault of notes is too fast to deal with the issue of not being able to see half of them. It's really just a major design flaw that absolutely kneecaps the game. And it's a real shame because the 7 to 9 range is really fun, and it can be a joy to play when you're not missing notes because you can't see them. This design issue was almost certainly the main catalyst of this game not lasting very long, and the signs of imminent death were soon to follow. One of the major signs of the incoming death of the game was something we've seen before in the series. The good old KAC curse struck BeatStream in 2016, with the game making no appearance. Probably a shock to no one considering the issues with gameplay. This also came at a time around the death and scaling back of some other games. A prevalent theory around this time is that Konami was running too many active games at once, and that removing BeatStream was a way to trim the fat along with scaling back some other games. In fact, Nostalgia's release timing may have actually been dependent on BeatStream dying. BeatStream cabinets were given kits to be converted to Nostalgia cabinets upon the game shutting down. Other than conversion cabinets being a large bulk of Nostalgia's initial cabinet run, BeatStream actually would never receive an offline patch. This is the first game of our series to have been released but have no way to officially play the game after its cancellation. BeatStream is an eAmusement enabled game, which means a connection to the server is required to start the machine and play. BeatStream never received an offline patch, which means this server check was never removed. The game will fail to boot with no network connection, so there is no way to play BeatStream officially anymore. Unlike Museka that at least got an offline patch, or Keyboard Mania that doesn't require an internet connection, this game really is dead. On September 1st, 2017, BeatStream was taken offline and became officially unplayable. BeatStream is a game for me that really is just a huge set of unfortunate circumstances. The game and direction had a lot of promise in my opinion, and there were parts of BeatStream that were just really a lot of fun to play. It really makes you wonder what happened during the location tests for the game. This is a problem that almost everyone who plays BST experiences. It is a massive design flaw and one that would ultimately lead to its death. It's unfortunate the game couldn't see a rework or something before shutting down, and a lot of its interesting ideas died with it. Nostalgia took some of the features like displaying stuff on the second monitor, but overall the touchscreen parts of the game basically went away. BeatStream is a game that really just couldn't stand up under the weight of its own design flaws, and joins the list of dead rhythm games. Thanks for watching. Check out my Twitter and my Twitch, links are in the description below. You can also check out my Patreon if you want to support my content. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.